Midnight Ramen is a minimally edited, live recorded podcast that takes place at midnight. Although Michael may not be consuming food, it's time to get your bowls out. It's chow time.
But welcome back to you. Break stride, sailing me. Free falling, just my enemy. Free from the things you say. It will all come back someday.
Sorry, I had to lock in there. Hope y'all are doing okay tonight. You are listening to Midnight Ramen. Good evening. With me, Michael. Hope y'all are doing all right tonight. If you want to watch this live, you can go to twitch.tv/Melted Lyric Original, or look it up in the search bar. Well, actually, on if you're using on the like browser, you can look it up in the search bar. But if you want to do it in the mobile app, it's so fucking ass backwards now. I'll talk about it in a second, but like, if you go to, so if you watch this live, or even watch the VOD on my channel for up to 2 weeks, because Twitch, whatever, that's how I have it, I guess. But you do that, and you can watch this live. You can watch, everything happen live. You can interact in chat. It won't show up on stream, but like, you can interact in chat. And you can watch the after show here for as long as it's around. And yeah. But you can, if you miss that, you can watch every single episode on my YouTube channel, where I have not only 94 episodes at this point on there, as well as other weekly videos that I put out on there. I kind of want to check my videos now, because I don't know what I'm at on my latest one. But yeah. Actually, before I get started, don't you just, like, I had a little bit of ADHD brain, or what's the OCD brain that my Alakazam that I have on my streamer set just, like, was sitting, like, slanted. And I'm just like, I can't handle that. Excuse me. Sorry. But yeah, Twitch is so fucking weird now, man. Like, or on the mobile app. It's so weird because it's trying to appeal to that, like, TikTok mindset. But you open it up and it's already, like, kind of viewing a stream, but it's not viewing a stream. It might be one that you have in your follows that's on, which honestly I'm not mad with that, but like, it's decentivizing going to discovering people, because that's not what it should be doing. Like, yes, sometimes I do enjoy just only looking at ones that I follow, but at the same time, it's not bad to just discover people. I mean, small streamers like me, like, need that sort of thing, and it's making it very, very fucking hostile that you have to go out of your way to find, like, on the mobile app, you have to go out of your way to find streamers that you want to watch or discover streamers. It's bullshit. It's like, I get it. You have, like, your big streamers you have your Quesos, you have your Jinxies, you have Kites and Hats and whatever. You have your Nick A30s. If he's, I don't know, does he still stream on Twitch? It'd be crazy if he did. But like, you still have those guys that, like, oh yeah, pulling big numbers, but now you can't, like, it's harder, if it wasn't already, for small streamers to even get anyone because of that. Because of that change. It's like, you're TikTokifying it, which it should not be that way. and making it super hostile to to people that want to see get new people in. And like, yeah, I personally would only want to see stuff that I, like say follow if I'm using the app typically. But like, it's not a bad idea that's like, oh, based on your content or based on what you've watched before, here's like some streamers that you might be interested in. But like, not have it be like, I think the fear is that like, oh, and it's not, I fucking hope it's not anything to do with like my algorithm or whatever on Twitch, but like I've definitely opened up Twitch on browser and seen just straight up porn. Or when the meta was like all like basically mostly naked women, it's like, yeah, I don't want to open that in public. I'm sorry, I just don't. Cuz I just want to watch that. But at the same time, you want to be able to, yeah, it's so fucked, dude. Have I considered like streaming on like YouTube? Sure, but like that's also at the same time that has its own problems, I guess. But I've been streaming on Twitch for what? Almost 3 years at this point. And yeah, no, wait, actually probably more. Probably more. I need to think about that. Well, I've been technically, yes, I've been streaming for more than 3 years, but I think consistently I've been streaming for about 3 years or so. I would have to look at my channel, and I don't want to look at that right now. But yeah, it's crazy. And also the change too. I mean, even with like going from like the setup that I first started out with to what I have now in like 3 years, that's a lot of change. It's a lot of change. I go from a different microphone to literally changing locations to doing whatever the hell I do with this. Like, it's actually legitimately crazy what I've done with this setup or done with my stream setup. Like, even like, I remember when I started streaming, like, was like Pokemon. It was like a Pokemon Nuzlocke that I actually just abandoned. And honestly, I wonder what happened to that. It was a randomizer Nuzlocke, and I just abandoned it. And I wasn't doing that bad either. I think, yeah, I just straight up abandoned it, which is weird. And I don't know if it like even randomized the starters. I feel like it might have. I don't feel like it did because I always go with Chimchar. I love Chimchar on Gen 4. It was a platinum randomizer Nuzlocke. Like, no, that generation was so good, dude. I love Gen 4. Yeah, whatever. Gen 2 was also good. I mean, not Gen 2. Well, Gen 3 went crazy, but also at the same time, Gen 3 was also kind of weird. And like, it was very linear, but also at the same time, it like made you backtrack as well. But I mean, it could be worse. It could be some of the newer ones though. Oh my gosh. Like Sword and Shield is so linear, like legitimately linear. I think it actually the path that you go on forms a Sword and Shield, which is kind of funny. But at the same time, it's like, you know? Actually, it doesn't form a sword. Yeah, yes, it does. Sort of. Weirdly. Also, it doesn't. Yeah, no. So I'm like doubting myself. Yeah, no, kind of, not really. I think the best one actually, in terms of that, is Unova, the Gen 6. Even though it's like, in my opinion, kind of easy. Literally just like you loop back to the main city, like the center city, I can't remember. Paris. Literally Paris. And then you go up into the next one, go back to Paris, and then you go out and again, and then loop back to Paris. It's like, that's pretty interesting. That's kind of interesting because it's like a petal, like a rose or a flower, which is kind of funny because, oh my god, now that I think about it, because the plot of the game obviously is like to stop from a super weapon from being used again, and the weapon kind of looks like a blossoming flower, which is funny because the path that you take throughout the entire game is basically a flower. And the flower being like Flora or whatever the fucking Pokemon that AZ had. That's like immortal, I guess. Because he's immortal because of the weapon. That was weird. Also, yeah. Dude's just been like, man, I caused a lot of deaths, but I'm just roaming now. I guess that's, yeah, whatever. Whatever. I don't want to get into Pokemon lore. I get my ass handed to by a bunch of Pokemon lore people. Oh, God, shut up. I don't want to be talked down to by people that think they know more about Pokemon than that know more about Pokemon than me, and or think they do. Cause like, shut the fuck up. Also, yeah, honestly though, Gen 6 was easy. Cause like, I think I caught basically a full team or so, and I didn't really get any other Pokemon the entire time. I caught up to my like, oh, what I needed. I think the best ones on my team were obviously the starter with Greninja. Fuck yeah. The one time I really chose a water type for my starter. Honalucha, because fuck yeah. Honalucha's badass. Lucario, because of Megas. And then probably Charizard, because they gave you that. I don't know. I think I didn't really use Charizard because I was like, honestly, even to me, that was like cheating. A little bit. I don't know. I can't remember my team from that one, but I feel like he was on it. And then maybe one other one here or there, just to fill in the gaps. Also because of like TMs and stuff, you had to have certain ones in, certain ones out. But Honalucha was a fucking... My favorite Pokemon from that generation, other than maybe, starters or legendaries, besides those, Honalucha. I don't care for birds that much, but Honalucha is a fucking champ. Yeah, he may be weak against himself, but a fighting bird, oh my god, literally packs a punch. So much. Like, in battle, just destroys. Anything that has, like, even decent physical defense, like, oh my god, he shreds. Like, I think it can learn Roost, it can heal itself, it can do, like, it can learn Earthquake, I think. Like, what bird Pokemon can do that other than Honalucha? That's crazy. It can learn stab moves. That's nuts. I don't think any other Pokemon can. It might even learn Surf. I don't know. Learn Fly. Yeah, Honalucha's a freaking badass, dude. I love Honalucha. Why did I get onto this? Oh yeah, because of when I started a streamer. But yeah, it's almost approaching like the 3-year anniversary of me really starting it. About, I think. Yeah. Pretty soon here. I'm gonna have to look when some of the other guys started doing it. I think it was around this time. Yeah. Because I did stream before, like once or twice, like earlier in that year, earlier in 2021/2020 even, but like I didn't really do it that much. And yeah, I think I did it like maybe once or twice, and I needed to use a setup, and I had not really used my setup period to that point. And then when I started streaming, yeah, I've been using this thing pretty much on the freaking daily, or when I can. I just I like how I built my computer because I made it big enough that it's like, oh, it's decent. I feel like it should be able to handle some games and handle some tasks better than I think it should. But um, what am I blanking? But in terms of like modular, like being as modular as it is, I'm happy with what I have going on with my setup. Like I feel like I need to get it a little bit better because my camera right now is plugged into where, like, if I wanted to say I want to play like an Xbox game, or if I want to play something on Switch, my camera is plugged into that, so I can't really use it. I can't really use that, which sucks. So I got to figure how to get my camera on a different source or figure out the IP address. I know there's a way to do it, or just finding the camera's IP and just do it that way, which probably not a great idea because trusting a wireless connection, that even though it's close, that's risky. That's very risky. But I know there should be a way to get it, having to do with like IP addresses and whatnot, or something along that line. I can't remember. There's a way to do it. And I don't know if I have the gear for it. I might, since it's that close, but I don't know. I don't trust it. That's scary. Because I'm trusting the latency of the camera and the microphone, and so I don't want them like to be synced off to you. Oh my gosh. I feel glad that I don't really have that problem. Like I don't, like, if I were to go into my aux, I don't think I have any filters that, like, no, I don't have any noise compression. Release is fine. Yeah, no. Yeah. Yeah, none of my things are like delaying my audio, which is crazy. So literally whizzy swig. What you see is what you get. And I'm kind of glad with that. Like, the mouth flaps are going with what it should be, I hope. But I know like I know a lot of my streamer friends were having that problem. But I luckily I don't think I've ever had that happen. Not even with the other cameras that I've had, which is weird. Now that I think about it, but I don't know. It's literally only been 17 minutes. Oh my god, I'm cooked. I'm absolutely cooked. Yeah. I have to be up. I have to be up because I'm taking a family member to the airport. So I gotta stay up till about 4 a.m. You know what? I might do a sleep stream. Do that classic thing of a sleep stream where like a streamer puts a thing on to, they start sleeping, but then people can do things to wake them up. I just remember watching I can't remember who it was. I should do know. And they're just like straight up zonked. They're gone. They're like sleeping. And then someone plays the Scotland, plays a video with the Scotland flag. And it's like, Scotland forever. And then it plays the Scotland national anthem, but it's like blasting. Just the number of times he got like bombarded by that exact sound. It's just so funny. Even though like it does get annoying. Oh my god, it was so funny when he got like jolted up by that, because it would just be sudden. It'd be so sudden and just like out of the blue, boom. Wake the fuck up. Wake the fuck up, samurai. We got a city to burn. But yeah, I can do this. I feel like I could stay up if I needed to. Oh man, it's unlike the 24-hour stream that I did once. Oh man, I think what really killed me was I was playing survivor games, literally Vampire Survivors, because I just like discovered it that stream, or like learned about or started playing it that stream from I don't know what. I actually don't remember when or why I remember hearing about the game. But it was like early in the game's life cycle, or in the game's life, that I heard about it and started playing it. And I dedicated quite a bit of time to it. And I had other things going on for that stream. Like, I remember I had D&D. I had some other games that I played too. Yeah. Like I did a lot of stuff to try to make it good, but like I need to get back. I would have to have like, I don't have the full time to really dedicate to do that sort of thing of like I don't want to say sell out, but like do stupid stuff for stream to get people to watch. And I like doing gimmicks and stuff like that. Like recently, or the most recent bit is La Bonbon's Bizarre Adventure. But those videos are, as of right now, as they're doing right now, the first one got copyright stuff because I was playing You Are My Sunshine a shit ton. And then the other one just hasn't gotten a whole ton of views. So it's like, well, I don't know. And honestly, I do put a lot of editing into those videos too, because there's a lot of good bits in it. Especially the second one, because like I spent like maybe I want to say like a half an hour to an hour working on like a gag. It's like now leaving Fingertown. Oh man, that bit took me a while, but oh my god, was it worth it? It's not perfect, but it came out exactly as I thought it would, and it's funny. I love it. And then I tried doing it again with another one, like entering Ohio when I was going into Caled, but I'm like, brother, this is even worse. This is a worse idea. Like, you can make it happen, but don't do it. You can make it happen, but you do not have the time nor want to give a fuck to do it again. So I didn't do it. I just did normal. Yeah. So that explains that video. But honestly, I love working on that one. And I will do another more Le Bonbon streams. Try to get that character to actually beat Elden Ring, unlike my other characters that I've played with. I do want to beat Elden Ring. I haven't done it, which is saying a bit because I was like there when the game was out. I don't know if I was like there, but I was there when the game was out. So it's about time that I beat it, beat the game. Mr. Squidward. Yeah. I'm going to take a drink. And you know what? I think it's time for some magic cards. I haven't really looked at my camera today. That's decent. Fuck it. We'll work with it. Or play as it lies. I'm thinking 3 as per usual. Oh, damn, that's what I meant to show. So I opened like 3 packs off stream, or like, yeah, 3 packs off stream. And actually, did I? Yeah. So the 3 packs I opened off stream. One, the pack I think I might have opened on stream or just off stream because I forgot about it. 3 Tree City of Bloomborough. I'm like, son of a bitch. You gotta be kidding me. Literally the fetch card of the set. I got it. And this is right after I got the bear. This is literally after I got Carmi. I'm like, son of a bitch. And so then I opened another one just because I'm like, whatever. And they got this white legendary whatever thing. Jimmy played it on game nights. If you know, you know. That commander, like that legendary creature. I got another one of those because I already got one in like the reward for my pre-release kit. I got another one of those, so I'm just like, dude. It was like an elemental elk or something like that. It was like a legendary one, mono white. If you know from the Bloomberg set, you'll know. I'm just like, son of a bitch. And then I think the third one, I didn't get really anything, so I'm just like, good. Stop being that good. Please, on God. But I think, even so, I think I still have enough cards to go to last me through for a while. And then go to, what's the next one? Oh, yeah, Duskmorn. Yeah, Duskmorn comes out in September. We're in August. Oh boy. Oh fuck. Oh god. You know what? Let's do this left one. Right there. Pack trick flip. We got Heartfire Hero, Hazardous Herbalist, Cash Grab, Take Out the Trash, Junk Blade Bruiser, Wax Wayne Witness, Dire Downdraft, Bone Blind, I'm not even a raider. Ramen, get it. Yeah. And then the art card is this lizard. We got Alani's Pathmaker in foil. We got a Schwampy. We got a Wishing Well. Put a counter on Wishing Well. When you do, you may cast target instant sorcery spell with mana equal to the number of coin counters on it from your graveyard without paying its mana cost. So that spell would be put into your graveyard. Exile it instead. Activate only as a sorcery. It's not bad. Not great, but not bad. Wear Down and Flowerfoot Swordsmaster. Pack 2, the center pack. Right there. 3, 2, 1 flip. We got a Quake Tusk Boar. I'm not going to sugarcoat things. This is a cash grab. To conduct electricity at on the Moonrise Cleric. Sunchar Druid. Dire Sight. Intrepid Rabbit. Dazzling Denial. A Bad Token. Ooh, we got a Saver in foil. Interesting. Then we got a Forest. Then we got, Phineas. Ace Archer. Ooh, and then an Artist Talent. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, you may discard a card. If you do, draw a card. Ooh, okay, I do need this. And then level it up to level 2 with 2 in a red. Non-creature spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. And then level it up again with 2 in a red. If a source you control would deal non-combat damage to opponent or permanent an opponent controls, it deals that much damage plus 2 instead. Pretty great. And then Star Charter. Pretty great. I think I want to build a standard deck, and I don't know what way to build it, but I think I know I want to use red, but I don't know if I want to build a Rakdos, just mono red, or an Izzet deck. I feel like those 3 feel right, but I don't know how or where. I just have to look at the meta, I guess. I don't know. 3, 2, 1 flip. Hulkbuster Swarm. Oh, that's actually pretty. This is actually interesting. I like that. We got a Daring Wave Rider. High Stride. Bumble Flowers. Long Sock Brawl. This feller. Dire Sight. Warren Elder. Finch Formation. The art card is... Ooh, that's actually kind of interesting. Look at that. Get a little look-see. And then we got a Wildfire Howl. for the foil. Got a plains. Ooh, Starfall Invocation. Gifter card. Destroy all creatures. If the guest was promised, return a creature card. Return a creature card put into your graveyard this way onto the battlefield under your control. Love it, actually. And then Gossip's Talent and Flowerfoot Swordsmaster. Starfall Invocation is pretty fun, honestly. Like, I was playing some Arena earlier yesterday, today, whatever, and like I was playing like Gruul, like the pre-made Gruul deck with dinosaurs, and I was going band for band with a deck that was using fairies, like Dimir fairies. I'm like, ooh, it was a very tight game too, but they just gave up. It's like, I won. It's like, man, this could have actually gone either way, but I was just too aggressive in trying to do things, which I get. So I'm definitely one of those guys that's like, oh yeah, if I know I'm gonna lose, I'm gonna throw in the towel. On Arena, like if I were to do it any other place, probably not, playing to the last card. But if it does happen that way, it happens that way. Whatever. I want to stretch a little bit. So I was at my cousin's wedding the other day, or over the weekend, because like I had 2 weddings in a week. Literally 2 weddings in a week. I definitely got a little buzzed. I feel like now I got drunker I got drunker at Outsider's wedding than my cousin's. Because at my cousin's, I was with family and stuff like that. But even so, and I wasn't driving, also. But I had like 4 strawberry ciders. But they were like, I didn't pay for them because they were paying for them or something like that. It was kind of weird because it was like beer, wine, and seltzers they were paying for. And I'm like, okay. And I think that was like, for a lot of people, that was like, oh, okay. Like if you wanted to get a mixed drink, you had to pay for it yourself. But anything else like that, they were paying for it. I'm like, Termer. Like, I didn't want to abuse that power, but I had like 4 ciders. Strawberry ciders, and they were decent. But no, I was always like, I was pretty much double fisting every single time I got drinks from the bar. Which, like, yeah, actually, no, did I have 4? I think I might have had 5. See, I don't remember because, like, I wasn't that drunk. Because then when I came home, I played Magic the Gathering with Outsider and Cryomere River at Cryomere River. I love them guys. And I played some new decks with them. Oh my god. I love them boys. I played. They've got their own like thing going, or hopefully eventually starting. They need to put out content. God damn it! They have this YouTube channel, Cardboard Cauldron, which you can check out on YouTube.com at Cardboard Cauldron, 2 words, I think. They haven't posted a video yet, but I'm waiting for the boys to post a video for that. I don't even think they've even thought of making content for it yet, which is funny. It is kind of funny, but they haven't gotten to it yet, but they are planning on doing stuff on that thing, which would be so cool. I'm like waiting. That actually reminded me. So like at the pre-release, so the store that I go to, they have a table where it's like kind of made for content creation, which is interesting. Which, like, I'm not mad with that. Like, they have like a whole setup where they have like a camera over the table, and they can like, I don't know how deep into it, because I think you can do your own stream, sort of. I don't know, but there was like one one lady that was there pretty much the entire time. I mean, she was like doing the draft, but like during the making of the deck, they were there. During the first round, they were there. During the second round, they were there. And it wasn't until the final round that they had to move tables because of the placement of opponents, stuff like that. It's like, it's one thing to know that you got the first thing right, but it's another that you got the first round. It was another that you got not only the building of the kit of your deck, but the first round and the second round. It's like, and they were TikToking the entire time. TikTok streaming the entire time. But I like what they were doing is only like showing their stuff, their field, and not showing their opponents because there were kids there. There were kids there, and one of their opponents was a kid. So it's like, yeah, that I like what they did with that, but it's just like, it was very weird in that sense. And nothing against them at all. It's just something weird about it. I don't know. So it's like, I don't know. I think it's a little bit of that like stigma of like live streaming in public. A bit. Like I wasn't even near the table. I'm just like, what the hell? Just like that, like the bystander, like, and like those videos where like someone's like trying to get a reaction of people in the crowd's like, you got the guy that's like, what? Like kind of invisible disgust and confusion. Like that was me. Just like, they're still going? It's like, huh? And you're still at that table? Huh? It's crazy. But whatever. But being live and stuff, it's not like, I know I wanted to watch one of my buddies stream earlier today, but I was on, like he did his first stream today, or he did their first stream. He there, whatever, did their first stream today, and I wish I could have watched it, but I had to do a freaking I had to do a worship band practice, and it was in the smack middle of it, so I was like, fuck, and I can't pay attention to it, and I don't want to have my phone on the entire time, so I'm just like, fuck, this sucks. Like, I want to watch this, but I can't because, and I'm just like, and they're like, after they were done, it's like, damn, I can't, and it was only like 2 hours, so I'm just like, by the time that I was done, they were already done. I'm like, son of a bitch. It's like, oh well. But they it's like they finally got their first taste of like, you know, having to talk for long periods of time, especially when you don't really have people to bounce stuff with or talk to, or not conventionally, is kind of weird and kind of hard. Like, even when I was doing the radio show back in the day, like, I think that was kind of hard, that I had to get used to talking. Even like sometimes, like even earlier in the episode, I was like I got through every single one of my ideas, like, that I could think of at that moment. Done. I'm like, where do I go from here? Like, that happens. Like, that happens a lot. And if you don't have people to talk to, it's just like, well, I don't know. You know? Like, where do you go from there? You know? Like, what do you do? What do I do, Lord? Oh, man. But that also made me think, like, being on the news, or like working in the news, made me think of like anchors and like the way that they have to like read scripts, because the way that news anchoring goes, unless it was like a live report, like a literal like breaking news, we just got information on that, the way that they read the news has to be not only the stuff that they know or the information that they have, but in the way that they would say it and talk. And it's interesting how the vocabulary and the way the words are weaved in each story, because you can have one anchor say the exact same, almost verbatim story, like information in a story, but have the wording of it be different and the delivery be different. I mean, also it's a part of like you can't plagiarize too, but also at the same time, getting having that be in the way that that particular anchor talks is just interesting to me. And even starting out, or even starting anchors, having to find their voice was kind of, it's hard. It's very hard. Like I remember multiple times, like between shows, or even after shows that we did, right before our break or whatever, we'd have like someone who's like a writer or an intern, or not really an intern, but like who's like they want to like see if they could do stuff as an anchor. And we'd run through a whole entire segment where they're reading through the entire script, and we were like recording it and everything. And it's interesting to see their flow, their pace, the way that they talk, the way that their mannerisms, even reading the exact same script that they themselves wrote for whatever particular anchor is interesting, or worked on with a particular anchor is very interesting. Very, very interesting. Like, yeah. And not flubbing up on the air. Oh, jeez. And of course, like teleprompter issues, things like that. Like teleprompting, teleprompting is a double-edged sword. If you know how to do it good and you know how to maintain pace, it's not hard. But the minute your hand like flicks a little too hard to the left or right, all of a sudden, oh yeah, the text is scrolling way too fast, or it's not scrolling fast enough. And that itself is so difficult. So difficult. I don't know how they do it, how some anchors are able to do that. Like, there was a period of time where they had to do it themselves with like a foot pedal. And so like sometimes they would go too fast and then have to like take their foot off the pedal. Like it was driving a car. Like take their foot off the pedal, put it on the one that goes back, and just a little bit on it. Just like, and then sometimes they'd have to move because of certain shot or camera angles or shots that they want to take. So you have to move that foot pedal without moving the teleprompter. Dumb. And then some anchors, when they had to do it themselves, like there were like ad lib situations where the teleprompter would do like, oh, it gets to this bit, it'll read whatever the audio is saying or try to make it up, like kind of, I don't want to say AI generated, but like it tries to hear what is being said through an audio and then just put it out as text. And some anchors were good with it, others were not good with it. So you get sometimes it's like ad lib. You would see like some of the text and start scrolling up a little bit, but then you wouldn't see anything, period. And you had to maintain within these certain boundaries to get that activation to work. And if you didn't, you had to basically go back, go forward, go back, go forward to make sure that it did work. It was like I found that system was kind of interesting in that it is kind of hard, but it's also not. And then if you were at the teleprompter, I would always like go through the scripts and make sure like, and I'm not the best speller or typer or whatever, but making sure that there's not blatant errors in a script. Just like, there were times where even I was correcting words or putting in enunciations, and technically that wasn't my job, really. But I definitely have done that in the past where, oh, they misspelled viewer wrong. And it's like, yeah, that has happened. Like it's crazy though. It is very crazy. But it reminds me. But I think, like if I were to do it, I'd try to be a bit more serious, but also be like, oh, funny. One of our anchors was definitely that way. He'd be like so upright and straight. But the minute you get him on something else or get him off topic, he'd be like pulling out zingers and one-liners left and right. Oh my gosh. Like there was one time at the end of a show, like we were already playing the music for like getting ready to end it. And he says to our anchor, like our weather person at who was doing the weather for that show, and he's tall as shit. Like the weather anchor literally had to kneel down to kind of maintain a level height with the other anchors, even though one of them was sitting on a chair on a platform and another one was like standing on a slightly lower platform. He had to stand on the ground and kneel a little bit and like squat just to keep height. And he's like, yeah, how's the weather up there? And there was a marathon happening. I think that was probably the story. And he's like, yeah, you'd probably clear it in like 3 minutes. You're literally the tallest man-made structure in Fargo. Everyone in the fucking studio started just hackling, just bursted out laughing. Like we couldn't stop. It was so funny. We were like trying to hold our composure, but we couldn't. It was so funny, just like so out of pocket. Like even like after the thing was off the air, we were just giggling for like a solid minute. Oh man. And then it was like another plane had hit the Twin Towers. Like, bro, what the fuck? It's like that scene in Anchorman when Ron Burgundy says "F you, San Diego," and then I think I must have went in there, or he like came back up. It's like, what the fuck was going on in there? There were a definite couple of times where it's like, when the show wasn't on air, someone would go in or out and be like, what the bleep was that? You know? It's like, come on. Both as jokes, but like also funny gags. Oh, and sports. Oh, don't get me on sports. Sports I feel bad for the sports anchors even more so, because sometimes the games that they're trying to report on are still in progress. And they're like, oh yeah, the such and such team is probably going to win. They could have like, 10-point lead. And I know some, like even sometimes when they're on the air, they have like their phone just like constantly refreshing, and like they know what play they're on. I think they have like a video, like they sometimes have like videos of the game on their phone in the studio, just like watching what the score is and just trying to be up to the exact second. It's crazy. And they're like, you don't like, and we see what they're doing, and it doesn't look like they even looked at their phone. Like they know. And it's like, how, dude? That was so crazy. But no, that what made me think of that, because earlier today I was hearing Apple Bottom Low, the hit song Low, or Shawty got low, 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 low. Made me think, so tonight at 8, local Shawty goes to a local club. The thing that she does next, you will have to see for yourself. Reports have seen Shoddy wearing apple-bottom jeans and boots with the fur, perhaps Reeboks with the straps. Some reports have been saying, but this is neither confirmed or denied. She was last seen getting so low that it made the entire bar get low with her, and everyone was looking directly at her. More developments will continue as we find out more information later on into the night and in tomorrow, and as the story develops. Like, oh man, like there were like, I remember one time someone was at a live shot, just, doing regular live shot stuff. Middle of the show, they get told, oh yeah, there's this thing going on, like there's this fire at this factory going on here, and it was happening. And during the show, they drove like 15 minutes to this location, I think, and I think it was like about 15 minutes, I think. I can't remember exactly how long it took. And we started off with them at the beginning of the show, and then when we got the call and then we got there, we took him again, and he's like, yeah, you may have think that we were just at blah blah blah, but now we're here because this is happening. Like, yeah, it was that one was wild, because the setup it takes for a live shot and making sure the live shot works. Oh man, we've had a lot of trouble. Like, making sure that the live shot works is one thing. Making sure the live shot works consistently is another. Oh man, like I hated that. Like I hated those live shots. Because like we didn't know when when they would happen in the show. You want to make sure that they're ready before the show. It was and of course, because they're using batteries and stuff like that, making sure the batteries are all good, that they'll last. Oh man, I hated going to live shots all the time, even though that was like part of the job and part of it too. Like, we had to do that, but at the same time, it's like live reporting and live shots like that are just weird. And of course, yeah, now their scripts are on their phones, so you could definitely tell that they're reading off of their phone, like on clip notes or something, like on like Notepad or whatever, on like notes, on their literal notes. It's like, oh, okay, blah 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 blah, and that's interesting. Those are really fun to watch, though. That they have to like do blah, 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 blah. Look down, look up, back to you. And the timing of it, the timing of doing live shots, because they're live, there is a delay because of the wireless signal being sent from their location to the station, and then having it being sent from the station to live television is just there's delay, like no shit. But there's like, you had to tell, like, we'd have to say like, oh, we're going to live shot in like a minute, when realistically we're going in like a minute 30 per se. And then we get to like 10 second, like we're about to go into the next one. It's like stand by, like 30 seconds stand by, you're on. But then we do like, you're in the shot, and then we go like, before whoever's talking is done, we'd say like, live shot, you're on, like 3 seconds before. So then when the anchor that's like talking in the studio is done, it like get that timing right to be as close as possible, where, oh, the live shot is in sync, what they're saying is in sync with the anchor that's in the studio. And it's crazy how that works. Very crazy how that works. And usually they don't have an in-ear, or they didn't, at least at the station I was at, they don't have in-ears. So they had to know what was coming up. But yeah. I think my Mountain Dew just took off a piece of my mustache. Yeah. This has been kind of a wild stream. I mean, a wild episode. Like, I was talking about like how Twitch this mobile app sucks, Pokemon, news stuff. Man, I went on that. What am I on? Some other things too? Oh, just like the streaming culture as well. Man, I went on a freaking journey today. You know? Yeah. Yeah, I'm stalling. I'm stalling. Because it's 12:55. And that's not a bad thing by any means. Not a bad thing by any means. But still, I'm definitely stalling for time. So that way I could just be like, oh, bye. Going to the, yeah. I don't think they've, but yeah, work has been fine. And last week I only worked like 2 days because of the wedding, but I was given like granted time off, which did fill up my time, but I can't, like, if we get those hours, we can't work overtime. And for my department, that's not hard to get, just to work over the like 40 hours that you have to have, or like that you should have technically. It's very hard to what was I talking about? Damn it. It's about like, I literally brain wiped myself. Why did I do that? Oh, it was oh yeah, work time. Like, you have to have like around like 40 in benefits and stuff like that for me. So like last week I definitely didn't work 40 hours and I couldn't, but I got pretty freaking close, I'd say. By only working like 2 days. Like 2 longer days though. 2 very long days. Actually, yeah. Yeah, no, you know what? I think I can wrap it up here. If you want to go to twitch.tv, you should, because that's where you can find my stuff at twitch.tv/Meltalic Original. All one word. Yes. And you can watch this episode and the after show for up to 2 weeks on Twitch. And then you can still catch the regular edited down version of this on YouTube and Spotify. No, on YouTube. On YouTube. Spotify eventually. We still got like 6 episodes left until that happens, man. We still got like, damn man, we still got some time. Man. But yeah, I do plan to move on to like Spotify and TikTok. Not TikTok. Move on to Spotify and like those sorts of stuff. But we'll see. We will see. I kind of spaced out a little bit. But I also do other streams on my Twitch as well. Despite the stupid UI making it kind of hard for, small streamers and stuff like that. Also, yeah, Belt. Oh, what am I on, dude? Fuck. Anyways, thank you to Gradients for the use of the song Used to It. off the album The Call. I need to get. I need to see when they're playing next because I haven't looked recently. I don't really know. I think they're still kind of trying to like settle into their house, but I feel like at this point they have to have at least some shows in the area planned. So I think I'm probably gonna do that, but only when I know that they are doing that. Yeah. And thanks to you guys for listening, blah, 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 doing what you do, and all that other stuff. However, just turn 1 o'clock already. Jesus Christ. Man, I'm starting to lose it, and I have to like be up. I have to be up to take family to the airport. That's crazy. Oh my gosh. I think I know what I'm doing for it though. Thank you for listening, watching, do what you do. Stuff. But as I look at the time right now, it's not midnight here anymore. But it is midnight somewhere. So until it becomes midnight here, once again, I will see you later. But until then, bye-bye.